venue for the inaugural SALGA Council of Mayors gathering, which started yesterday. It's in their second day today. 257 mayors from all our metros, district municipalities and local municipalities coming together to discuss issues that the mayors are facing, successes as well, and share on these so that the whole country can benefit, and you and I as municipal citizens, as it were, from their efforts. Now, just before the break, we heard from Councillor Parks Towers, the president of SALGA, about the global picture and how we're doing in comparison, and talked about how we can be proud of some of the structural setups of our municipalities. But as I said before the break, August 3 last year, we had local government elections, and that meant new municipal mayors, new councillors. But what happens to these new people, particularly ones that haven't been in council before? Well, Mr. George is going to take us through that process. So 11 months ago, we had a whole new landscape of municipal mayors, councillors, and some demarcations as well. So some councils shrunk, got bigger, rather. So what happened from that day, and where are we now in terms of functioning councils?
Well, Peter, in terms of our mandate as SALGA, every political cycle in 5 years, similar to national and provincial, we prepare the sector for transition. So in May last year, we convened all municipalities that were about to close their cycle to also prepare for those who will be remaining, especially managers and councillors who will be returning, on how to navigate the transition that was forthcoming on the 3rd of August. That has since come, and the landscape, as you say, has significantly changed in a number of areas. But what is consistent with us as SALGA is that we need to continue to build the capacity of municipalities, both at an institutional level as well as the functionary level, the governance functionaries and the administrative functionaries. So we prepared what we called a governance transition framework that looked at the pre-transition, during transition, and post-transition. And one of the key focus areas for that is that once councils are declared elected, it is a duty of SALGA within the first 60 days to prepare the new councillors for understanding the space that they will be providing leadership on. And because other factors and variables are outside SALGA's control, many of the instances you get new councillors, completely new in the system. Like most recent, in August 2016, we had almost 70% of councillors new. Wow. So your investment of 2011 to 2016 is almost like you're unable to sustain it. And that's what sometimes complicates the interface with citizens, because we've got councillors who are new and they have to understand the running of a municipality. The communities are also justifiably impatient to wait for people who are still trying to understand. So we navigate all those complexities, prepare the leadership around what we call integrated councillor program, and the second phase is focusing on what we call portfolio-based program. So we have taken through 9,302 councillors out of a set of 10,055 councillors in this year. And all of those councillors have gone through a training program so that they can be familiarized around that. We are currently training them on areas where they are deployed in portfolio areas. And that's what occupied us quite significantly for that area in terms of the transition.
Okay, so they've been prepared. So you're president of SALGA, and I'm going to ask you this. As a viewer, sometimes we switch on the TVs and we've seen a whole new dynamic that's kind of been playing out. And people at home are wondering, are you as municipalities working together for the greater good, or are we seeing political battles playing out in our municipalities? Because at the end of the day, people voted, but now they just want things done. But some of these meetings have literally been quite robust, tables being turned over and so on and so forth. And some of the votings has been more about politics more than it's been about servicing the public. Tell us a little bit about how we manage that, or what are we seeing? Is that what's happening, or what is the story?
Well, I think the robustness comes with democracy. I'm not sure about the tables. I don't think that should be part of the democracy, but I think the robustness comes with democracy, and we should encourage situations where we have difficult discussions and engagements. Our local government system is designed such that we have constituency representatives who stand up on behalf of their constituencies, coupled with party political representatives. So it's a system that's designed to have that sort of engagement. And I think you'll continue to have that level of engagement in our municipalities. I find that it is more the robust issues that get into the media, and less the issues of cooperation and collaboration that get into the media. When you have a council meeting that goes without an incident, it doesn't go into the media. It might make the most important decisions or not make the important decisions, but it doesn't make the media. And it can make the most minute decisions, but deal with tables and chairs, and that makes the news. And I think as South Africans, we need to isolate what the critical issues are for us, what our constitutional representatives are representing in the municipalities, and whether the issues they're raising are in our interest. And I think that we should continue to encourage that. As SALGA, we try and ensure that we stay above the fray. It's not always easy. We are a system that's designed around political parties as a country. So we had colleagues that were in Canada, and they say, well, local government there is not elected on the basis of political affiliation. So they don't have to contest on the basis of politics. As SALGA, we have to stay above the fray. We hosted here by the city of Cape Town, generously hosted, and they continue to raise the issues. They constitute part of the leadership of SALGA, both in the province and nationally. It's been like that over a period of time. And SALGA's responsibility is to stand up on behalf of any city that has issues with government, and that's what we need to do. And I don't find that in forums like this, like the Council of Mayors, that comes across. I think we thinking and working collectively, but in our councils, I think you'll have the robust engagements.
All right, so it's the media that picks up the exciting bits visually. All right, we have to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation. We've got a panel of guests here, mayors themselves, that are posing questions, and I look forward to your questions as well on Twitter, #TNA BizBrief at Morning Live SABC. All of that coming up after this.